Hey fly friends, today my husband and I are going out for a day date. We're going to see a movie, out to lunch, and maybe a little bit of shopping. So let's get ready. Corey and I are going to see the movie Nosferatu. All I really know is that it's a vampire movie. My husband heard about it coming out and I think is like a fan of the director. This thing does not pump. So he told me about basically like that we were going, he wanted to go to it and I agreed to go. We both really like scary movies. Our second date was a scary movie. I don't personally recommend doing movie dates when you're first getting to know someone because you're just like sitting there for 2 hours not really talking to one another, but it was a nice cute little bonding moment. Like I held his arm and we kind of like got to know how we interact during movies. I told him I was gonna talk because that's what I do. I kind of make comments during movies and he was like, yeah, same. And that was just really fun. But yeah, we definitely go towards scary movies. So Nosferatu, from my understanding, at least is a vampire movie. I'm not quite sure like how scary it is. I know that like Johnny Depp's daughter is in it. I'm running on very minimal information, but I love a movie date. We go to a nice fancy movie theater that has seats that raise up your legs and then people come and take your order at your seat. It is really cool and you can like call them back over. Yeah, once Corey experienced that, he's like, we're not going back to a regular movie theater ever again. And I just love movie theater popcorn. It's always so good. Yeah, so I'm excited for this little date. We're going to the lot at Liberty Station and there's lots of places to eat and shop there. So we might kind of piddle around there for a little bit and see what we can get into. Does that just go right back on or does it? Oh, it goes in there and then not me not understanding how this works. Glad we got that on video. Other than the moisturizer, I'm just gonna do my brows. Very minimal makeup today because it's just like a fun little day date. I don't need to be full glam. Plus I'm wearing a sweater that has like a very small neck hole. It's like a new sweater. I'm not trying to get it messy. I'm running a little behind today. I went to bed really late last night, so it was really hard to get out of bed. So I'm struggling. I could probably use some caffeine. I really like this because it looks like individual strokes and it seems to work really well on my psoriasis, which is acting up again. I have like a nice little patch right in the middle of my forehead and up here. But yeah, when I have it in my eyebrows, it makes it really hard to fill them in because product will get caught on the excess skin or dry out. It won't go on very smooth either. Like right here, that looks really awful. We work with what we got. I'm gonna try not to be a perfectionist about this. Let me think. You know what? It's not bad. Yes, queen. You're literally perfection. I think it's fine. We're gonna call that a day. And then I'm just gonna do some lip gloss. And that's pretty much it. And then I will show you my outfit and then we're gonna just head on over there. Okay, here's basically the outfit. You can't see the sneakers, but I'm wearing Kizik's. Oh, that wasn't a good view. Anyway, now that I have this sweater on, I'm thinking like this is gonna get in the way with eating popcorn. So I'm actually gonna change into something else. A little more fitted because this is just gonna be annoying throughout the whole movie. So let me figure out something else. I switched to this sparkle top that I've been wanting to wear anyway. And then in case I get cold, I grabbed this cardigan, which is actually like a Beetlejuice cardigan. And I actually do have a matching bag for this, but I'm not trying to like lean into the Beetlejuice that much. What?
What? I'm not talking to you.
The other thing I was thinking of was this like metallic-y looking jacket that I got recently from Universal Standard, but I don't know. I don't think it really vibed with the top as much. Why is this so hard? I tried a couple other jackets, did not care for them, so I'm gonna just stick with the black and white one, the Beetlejuice one, and we're off. So Corey and I ended up getting to the movie theater about 30 minutes early, and Pigment was right around the corner. So we decided to hop on in just to see what they had. A lot of Christmas stuff on sale, and I just love how everything is like color coded inside. So each section you go to kind of has a different color theme, and the stuff is so adorable. And I think some of it is even curated from local artists. So like there's a little bit of something for everyone. I'm honestly shocked I didn't buy anything, but I would buy one of everything in there if I could. If you're in San Diego, definitely check it out, especially Liberty Station is just so cute in general. You need to check out Pigment, and I think they even do some like succulent classes so that you can learn how to make your own little succulent arrangement. So once we were done shopping here, we headed on over to the movie theater. Can't wait, and I can smell the popcorn from here. So you can get popcorn and drinks there, but you can get them from the seat, so that's what we're gonna do. Because why not? Nosferatu. Get in here. Nosferatu. So what are you excited about for this movie?
I like Robert Eggers. He does very surreal stuff in all of his movies. Like, maybe not so much in The Witch. No, there's some surreal stuff in The Witch when they're flying at the end and she's grinding up the baby. But a lot more in The Lighthouse and then in The Norseman. I think this movie's going to have a lot of the surreal stuff that he does.
Okay.
And then...
all I really know is that it's about vampires.
yeah, it's Dracula.
Dracula.
When they made the original Nosferatu, they couldn't get the licensing for the name, so they just changed all the names and made the exact same story.
Okay.
Yeah, so it's Count Olaf or something, Orloff, instead of Count Dracula. But yeah, it's gonna be Dracula's story. I did that just for you.
Thank you.
Yourself?
I'm doing well. What can I do for you?
So we want to do the popcorn combo.
Yeah. Do you like the butter popcorn? Yeah.
Yes.
Awesome. And what candy would you like?
The Reese's Pieces.
All right. And then for the drink?
Diet Coke.
Sounds good.
And we also want to do an order of the pretzel bites.
Yeah, gotcha.
And then just a large bottle of water.
Perfect.
And extra napkins,
Some
please.
extra napkins? Yeah, definitely.
Thank you.
All right. And then if I could just grab a card to start the tab off.
Sure.
Thank you.
I can do diabetes differently with Mounjaro. Ask your doctor about once weekly Mounjaro.
Thank you. All right. And then my name's Caleb. If you all decide you need more through the movie, just feel free to hit those buttons.
got
Thank
it.
you.
Of course. You doing all right over here?
I love how we're placing our order with Manjaro in the background.
Hey, how are you two doing?
Okay, we just got back to the car from the movie, and we didn't talk to each other yet about what we think. So, what are your thoughts?
It was good. It wasn't great. If we're not doing spoilers yet,
Yeah.
it dragged a little bit in the middle. I liked the beginning and I liked the end. Yeah, what did you think?
I think it relied too much on the shadows. Like, they definitely did really, really dark. And it was,
Yeah, the beginning was really dark.
yeah. But,
I think that was to build the atmosphere, though.
I guess, I don't know. It was,
And
it
I
was
guess
difficult.
the shadows was so much because they did so much of that in the original Nosferatu. Because, like, that's all they had for special effects was just, like, have the vampire shadows everywhere.
I meant, like, everything was dark.
Oh, yeah.
And then he also used the bottom of the screen a lot. Like, when there was, like, something to be found in the movie, it was always, like, at the bottom. So, like, I noticed there were some patterns. I don't know. It was very visually, like, enveloping, for sure. I probably wouldn't see it again.
Yeah.
Not my thing.
Since you only saw the one other Robert Eggers movie, which was The Witch, how would you compare it to The Witch?
I think I liked The Witch better. Maybe because it was Nosferatu had some slow parts.
Yeah.
A lot of it felt like it was building up, and I didn't get a ton of, like, scares or, like, whoa, that's crazy, or whoa, that's creepy.
Yeah.
It was kind of like, So, not my favorite. It wasn't terrible.
Wasn't terrible. Out of his 4 movies, I would definitely put it at the bottom.
Oh, okay.
I liked it the least. The Witch is my favorite. The Witch was also a kind of slow movie too, but it just had a lot of like family drama in The Witch.
But there was like always something going on. And I felt like there was multiple things going on. And I guess this had multiple things going on, but they were just not as like...
Maybe the fact that it was the Dracula story just done over again, so you kind of know what's coming. I think that's why I started liking the ending a little bit more. If we're going into spoilers now.
Okay, spoiler alert!
So I liked the ending that it was when he showed up to the town and was like talking directly to her. I was like, oh, this is really cool. This is really interesting. Like when he was telling her, hey, this is what's going on. It's your psychic abilities that brought me back from, you know, not necessarily the dead. It seemed like he was already, he was already a vampire, but it's like, it's what awoken me and like made me come to do this. This is what you've got going on.
Yeah.
And that's the only thing that's going to satiate me is having you. But you have to give it to me willingly. I can't take it from you. So that whole thing was like, oh, it's this huge dilemma. How are they going to get around it? Turns out they don't get around it. She just sacrifices herself to kill the dude and save her husband pretty much and the rest of the town.
Yeah, I'm left with some questions like, what did Nicholas Hoult sign? What did the husband sign? Was that like divorce papers? And he just...
That's what he said to her.
Okay.
That was kind of shitty. I feel like... Well, I mean, he definitely tricked him into signing the papers. In the moment, in that beginning scene, he tells him, like, oh, it's written in the language of my forefathers.
Yeah.
So there's no way he could have known what he was signing.
Right. He didn't even take the money.
Yeah. Yeah, and that was kind of just, like... Maybe it was just something for him to throw at her later to, like, mess with her mind. Because it didn't really seem like it was, like, any kind of, like, spiritual significance. If, like, he had to get her willingly to give himself to him, that guy obviously willingly didn't, like, break up with his wife.
Right.
He just signs a piece of paper that he thought he was doing some, like, tax bullshit on some...
And I guess I don't really understand why she, like, tried to start some drama with her husband.
I think she was just super conflicted after everything was going on. She just spent, like, what... Well, in the beginning, they said it would take 6 weeks to get there, or maybe it was a 6 weeks trip altogether, and she was all jacked up the whole time. So she was having, like, daily seizures for at least 6 weeks. Yeah, she was all, you know, messed up. Yeah. I could understand that she was, like,
and then,
all stressed out.
And then I guess, like, a simple vampire bite doesn't turn you, because plenty of people got bitten, like the husband got bitten, and or like the praying in the...
I think in the original Dracula book, you had to drink his blood to become a vampire.
Oh, okay.
I don't think bites actually did it. And I don't think anybody was becoming like a vampire in that one other than him already being one. It was more just like him bringing the plague.
Yeah.
Which was like...
And then I don't understand the two couples, like how the main character couple and then the other couples, how they relate. You're like, is that his brother?
If they were just homeboys,
is that just her friend?
Yeah.
It seems like the two ladies were friends, and then...
Yeah, so maybe they were like longtime friends or something.
And then did that guy...
Yeah, that's what it seems like.
Okay. So he came down with the plague. He went to say goodbye in like the most disgusting way possible to his wife. Okay.
You want to tell them what it was?
No, that's fine. I think that's enough.
Yeah, it wasn't a bad movie. It definitely dragged in the middle there.
Yeah.
When he was on the boat heading back.
Also, I thought it was interesting how he was in like his vampire form the whole time. Like,
yeah,
he didn't appear. He was like grotesque from the very beginning. Sometimes he had a cloak on, sometimes he doesn't, and then that's like it.
Yeah, I thought that was a very interesting choice too. Yeah, I agree. He
wasn't a bat. He wasn't smoke. He was nothing. He was shadow.
Yeah, he was either the shadow,
but like in his form, he was like his.
He was just an old, crusty dude.
Yeah.
Though at the end, after he died, it seemed like he shriveled up.
Yeah.
Would you say that?
Yeah.
Because then there were a few scenes when he was huge. That scene on the boat, when the dude was walking past him and he shifted and it was like his back, that was a cool scene, I thought.
Yeah.
There wasn't a whole lot of the super surreal stuff. That scene in the castle in the beginning, how he kept shifting locations. That was really cool.
Yeah.
That reminded me a lot of that scene in 2001 Space Odyssey when he shifts locations. That reminded me of that.
Well, anyway, we had
Scale of 1 to 10.
I don't know, a 5.
5. Average.
It wasn't the worst thing, but I wouldn't watch it again. I think when my friend was kind of telling me about the cinematography and all of it, it reminded me of Crimson Peak. It's just very, how do I want to say, not indulgent, but it plays with like kind of all your senses. It's immersive, and like the clothing is just really beautiful. So like it's very visually appealing, but the story for me, it didn't do anything for me. Like it wasn't scary enough. Maybe if it was more scary, maybe that would have been good.
And again, I chalk that up to being like it's just the Dracula story again.
Yeah, there were a
so
few
you know
good jumps,
what's going to happen pretty much.
Well, but I mean, I guess the jump scares or like really torturous, awful thing. Like, oh, that's just. How could he do, like, it was just like, oh, well, yeah, of course he's gonna do that. But anyway, I guess the one husband guy, how he does that stuff, that's got me talking. But, yeah. So, yeah. I give it a 5. What would you give it?
A 6.
Okay.
A little bit above average.
Okay.
Yeah, not too much different.
I would watch Crimson Peak. I have watched it multiple times. I would watch that again over this. Like if we're comparing,
that's
like
the Guillermo del Toro movie.
Is it?
About the lady who can see ghosts and then she goes to live with the one guy. I think if it's that movie, I think I only like started that movie and could never get through it.
Oh. Okay. Yeah, it's just very visually appealing. I can't think of other words for it. But anyway, are you hungry? You're hungry. Okay, so we're gonna have to figure out where we want to go to eat. We could go somewhere here in Liberty Station, or we could go somewhere else. I know we have a gift card for Cheesecake Factory. So that is the thoughts on the movie, and on to the next thing. Okay, I'm not terribly hungry at the moment, and we can't decide on a place to go eat. So we're gonna head home and see what we want to do later. It's almost 3 p.m. so maybe we'll wait until like dinner time to eat something.